shot. Can I pull the table towards me? So far away. Because it's so hard to put my hands down. It's okay. Don't need that. Okay, if I can pull it towards me. Okay. Oh my God. I can't believe the chairs and the table look.
They're cute, right?
They're cute, but Sawadee ka. Thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand, FM 88, and on NBT World. It's a Tuesday, and the date is March 15th. And you're with me, Sandra Rahan in Saha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, the Prime Minister has issued an urgent order for increased security measures in the southern border provinces, as well as care for those affected by a recent insurgent attack. Government spokesperson Major General Sansan Gaukamnut made known that Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has issued an urgent command for security officers in the 3 southern border provinces to step up their surveillance against insurgent activity and for the protection of civilians. He has ordered medical facilities to provide full assistance and care for people injured in recent attacks, while affirming that the culprits will be brought to justice as soon as possible. The Prime Minister has asserted that his government is working to end the insurgency in the south, as well as uproot influential criminals, drug dealers, fuel smugglers, and human traffickers. The Premier expects to see concrete results within the next 6 months. He asked the public support state officials in achieving their goals of returning peace to the region. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan let on that he has not made any additional orders to the commands of the Premier, as he is confident that the kingdom's security agents can handle the situation. Thailand and Taiwan have agreed to cooperatively enforce laws related to tuna fishing in a bid to remove the European Union's yellow card for illegal, unreported, and unregulated, or IUU, fishing. Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister General Chatay Sarikanya said Thai and Taiwanese fisheries officials have recently convened a meeting to solve issues related to IUU fishing. It is Thailand's plan to seek cooperation from other nations as a way of providing more comprehensive IUU fishing prevention. The EU gave a yellow card to Taiwan after its fisheries were allegedly found trawling for tuna in international waters. Thailand has also been issued a yellow card due in part to its association with Taiwan as a major tuna processor. Taiwan is a major exporter of tuna to Europe and the United States. Under the agreement, the 2 countries will share important information on tuna fishing activities, such as boat registration, fishing licenses, and landfalls. A committee will be set up to inspect Taiwanese fishing vessels arriving in Phuket to offload their catch. The committee will consist of fisheries officials from both nations. Transport Minister Akhom Thonpitiapaisit spoke to business leaders at a Bangkok conference this week, and Newsline reporter Joel Gershon was on the scene and had a chance to interview the minister afterwards.
Minister of Transport Akhom Thonpitiapaisit was one of the featured speakers at a forum held in Bangkok this week, put on by the Hong Kong-based brokerage and investment group CLSA, and he spoke about some of the pressing transportation issues facing Thailand today.
The transport industry actually is not only in charge of the mega projects, but also the routine work in improving or new construction of the road and highway in rural area, as well as the highway. I think that there are 3 stages that we need to do. Number one is to get the approval from the government, all the mega projects. Second is the tendering process, and the last one, the commencement of the construction. And you all know that the infrastructure is not it cannot be happening overnight.
The minister spoke with MBT World after his talk, and he commented on the upcoming improvements being done to the airport and rails in Thailand.
Our international airport has been open 10 years already, and we already reached the capacity. So we need this year to start the construction of the new terminal for the Suvarnabhumi airport. The intercity by using our existing track, doubling the track will be one of our our focus on this year. And for the next 10 years, we plan for the more network.
So if all goes as planned, residents and visitors to Thailand can expect better connectivity by air, rail, and auto before long. For NBT World, this is Joel Gershon.
Thank you, Duke and Joel, for that report. And in other news, related state agencies are preparing to set up the Government Easy Contact Center at the beginning of April for the convenience of the general public. Minister to the Prime Minister's Office, Mamlong Banatadisakun, convened a meeting with the committee supervising the Government Easy Contact Center, or GECC. Among the attendants were officials from various ministries, the Office of the Permanent Secretary for the Prime Minister's Office, the Office of the Public Sector Development Commission, and other government agencies. The meeting discussed directions for the management of the GECC with an aim of ensuring the center's efficiency in disseminating information to public members and facilitating their communication with the government. It was acknowledged that the guideline for the center's evaluation should be clear and easily comprehensible, and that personnel should have service minds as well as proper skills and knowledge to serve the people. Mamlong Banatda has scheduled the official opening of the GECC for April 1st, which will coincide with Civil Service Day. The Ministry of Public Health will enforce stricter traffic regulations throughout the year in an attempt to curb road fatalities. The Ministry of Public Health and relevant agencies will launch a campaign to urge motorcycle drivers to wear their helmets. Violators will be sentenced to community service at a hospital. Instead of paying fines, they will be asked to care for patients with brain damage. Public Health Minister Biasagon Sakonsatyaton is hoping they will realize the importance of safety regulations. Dr. Biasagon revealed that each year 24,000 people die from road accidents in Thailand. 70% of road fatalities were motorcycle drivers who did not wear helmets. Many of those who survived became permanently disabled. This year, at least 140,000 people were injured and more than 2,200 were killed in road accidents from January 1st to March 11th. According to last Saturday's statistics, nearly 30% of injuries and deaths nationwide were caused by motorcycle accidents. Nearly all of those treated for brain damage were not wearing a helmet at the time of the accident. The National Reform Steering Assembly has approved proposals of solutions to the country's education quality assessments. At its meeting on Monday, the National Reform Steering Assembly, or NRSA, reviewed a report on the reform of education and an urgent plan to solve problems related to education quality assessments and the direction of reform and innovation in science and technology. The committee in charge of the report and the plan informed the Reform Assembly that Thailand needs to delay the fourth round of both internal and external assessments of education quality by 2 years in order to allow for the improvement of this system to take effect. While the solutions are being studied, the committee said that there will be seminars and workshops to collect more ideas from related agencies and research groups to help with the plan. Members of the NRSA voiced support for the report and the plan, while urging that any action must be taken with caution before voting 149-4 with 19 abstentions to approve them. The Ministry of Industry has joined hands with 3 research agencies and an international industrial development organization to aid small businesses in the development of clean technologies. The ministry signed a memorandum of understanding with the National Science and Technology Development Agency, or NSTDA, the National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy Office, the engineering faculty of Kasetsart University, and the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, or UNIDO. And under the agreement, the signatories will assist small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, working on clean technologies in accessing foreign capital. The project will select 25 SMEs each year to join in training and compete for funds. The technologies being promoted include energy-efficient appliances, water-efficient appliances, waste-to-energy converters, and energy circulators. 4 businesses from the competition will be allowed a portion of up to $60,000 each year for the development of their technology. The winners will also be entered into the Clean Tech Open competition in the U.S. It is the final day today, March 15th, for SMEs to register a single financial account. The Revenue Department has reported that more than 470,000 SMEs have been registered. The Revenue Department, the Department of Business Development, and the Federation of Accounting Professions on Monday arranged a seminar on the single financial account. The seminar was intended to educate SMEs and accountants about compliance with the government's Single Financial Account Program, privileges for SMEs, and correcting any past accounting mistakes. The single financial accounts for SMEs are effective as of January 1st of 2016. Director General of the Revenue Department, Prasong Puntanet, said the department would send its officers to educate and coach SMEs about how to perform their bookkeeping correctly, especially their expense accounts. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Chanthaburi is widely known as the largest and the most beautiful cathedral in Thailand. Newsline correspondent Kun Praphamon Arya Sukhawat has the story.
Now more than a century old and built to maintain the faith, this historic structure reflects the Christian faith as a way of life, founded as a Catholic church. It is formally known as the Cathedral of Mary's Immaculate Conception. Its place and presence have gradually developed in keeping with regional progress up to the present, supporting a large and prosperous community of Roman Catholic believers in Chanthaburi.
Community started about 300 years ago. Just in the year 1699, 130 Vietnamese people migrated from Vietnam and came to settle here in Chanthaburi. The reason of migration was to flee from religious persecution in Vietnam in that time. So we came here to settle here. In the year 1712, the first temporary chapel was built in the west bank of this river.
The cathedral is not only a Catholic church that's magnificently situated, but it also graces its genuine history for a period of over a century as a prominent place of worship in the town of Chanthaburi. The cathedral is also outstanding for its Gothic architecture. Its many visitors would never miss the graceful image of the Holy Mother adorned with numerous gems brought by the faithful. The beauty of the image is enhanced by the popular local gems.
For the importance of this church was less to the length of cathedral, because the cathedral means the throne or the chief church for the bishop, and have a power to cover about 8 provinces in the east. And the church itself, when we was made, we as Catholic, we involved for the church from birth to death.
Visitors who come to pay homage to the holy image and see the magnificent cathedral set in an ancient nation are invariably impressed with the face of glowing image standing at the front of the congregation and to one side. Many feel the comfort of cleanliness embracing them while admiring this historic and atmospheric holy place. Camera work by Pon Mongkol Suthi. I am Papamun Arya Sukhawat for NBT World.
Thank you to Prapahamun for that report, and that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Up next in ASEAN news, the Ratchapak Institute of Yala held a workshop on conducting business in the ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC. But first, here's a look at the exchange rates and the commodity prices.
ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community. Due to recurring natural disasters in the ASEAN region, the ASEAN Committee on Disaster Management has become the main authority to coordinate emergency help during disasters. Moreover, there is background of cooperation in terms of environmental sustainability and restoration of natural forest land to reduce the impact of disasters. One vision, one identity, one community.
Pad Thai. Created from Thai wisdom, used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in amazing Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Ratchapak Institute in Yala Province held a workshop for its instructors and students on conducting business in the ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC, environment. The workshop was held by students from the Institute, giving them hands-on experience in seminar organization and management. The event also raised awareness about the ASEAN community and its effects on Thailand. In attendance were 80 students from faculties of Business Administration and Computer Science, as well as the Institute's management and instructors. The workshop featured several guest speakers who spoke on devising marketing strategies and the economy in the 3 southern border provinces amid the AEC. The Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives is organizing the 12th Asia-Pacific Orchid Conference, or APOC 12, to promote international cooperation on orchid conservation and development in the Asia-Pacific region. APOC, or APOC 12, Orchids and Human Beings, is scheduled to take place at Impact Muang Thong Thani on March 19th to 27th. The event includes exhibitions and competitions that encourage further development in the orchid industry. It will also highlight improvements in orchid cultivation and conservation to achieve sustainability. Director General of the Department of Agriculture, Somchai Chanarongkun, explained that the purpose of the event is to achieve international cooperation in orchid conservation in the region and to promote awareness and development concerning the science and conservation of orchids.
We try to promote our orchid to the world market. And we know that our potential of our orchid is the number one that we export to the world market now. So we're proud to present all our researcher, all the market, or everything that you know that our Thai people, our Thai orchid is the number one in the world market now.
The conference has been held in different member countries within the Asia-Pacific Orchid Conference community every 3 years. Thailand has the honor of hosting it this year. And in our world news, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan gave a speech saying it was necessary to broaden the definition of terrorists to include supporters of terrorism who are equally guilty. He was speaking after a car bombing which killed 37 people in the Turkish capital, Ankara, on Sunday. Erdogan said there was no difference between a terrorist and his supporters. Deputy Prime Minister Numan Kurtulmuş said a woman was definitely one of the suicide bombers and that the second bomber was male, although his identity has not yet been confirmed. Security officials said earlier the Sunday attack involved 2 fighters who were linked to the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK. The PKK has been waging a 3-decade insurgency for Kurdish autonomy in southeast Turkey, but in recent years had focused its attacks on security forces in the southeast. Should links to the PKK or its affiliates be confirmed, the mass targeting of civilians and relative sophistication of the attack would mark a deadly change in tactics from the outlawed group. 15 migrants were rescued from a small boat in rough seas near the Greek island of Samos. The Italian Coast Guard released footage showing the migrants traveling on the small boat in heavy rain in the dark. Officers could be seen throwing ropes to the migrants and pulling their boat towards their vessel. After the rescue, the migrants were taken to the port on Samos, where they disembarked. According to the Coast Guard, the group included 4 women and 5 children. No details of their origin or health condition were immediately available. The Italian Coast Guard is operating in the Aegean Sea as part of the Europe Union's border force Frontex. Greece has been the main entry point into Europe for more than 1 million refugees and migrants since last year. More than 130,000 people have arrived this year alone, stretching the country's limited resources. And that's all the time we have for this edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, then do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook by typing in NNT and check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We're going to say goodbye with footage of the first ever Harris tweed suit for a racehorse ahead of the Cheltenham Festival. I'm Sandra Han Utsaha for Newsline. Have a great day. Sawasdee ka.